Hey Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot. So this is going to be your weekly read from August 11th through the 17th. But before we get started, I just wanted to say quickly, thank you guys so much for all your love and support, your likes, your listens, your shares, subscribes. Really, truly, each and every one of you have what made this channel grow, are what are making this channel grow. And really truly creating this tribe together. And so thank you guys all, like seriously, so much for all your love and support. You guys lift me up just as much as I hope these messages lift you up. And so thank you guys so much. Two, before we get started, I just have to share. So I recently moved and I got to spend time. I had some dinner with my neighbors, and I tell you what, the sweetest thing happened. So they have a teenage daughter, and she basically was going out with her friends. Well, she came back and there were two, basically her and her friend were kind of having a double date. And so anyway, these young gentlemen not only bought these ladies some flowers, but here they are. They came and introduced themselves to her parents, no pressure. And then two, they later came back and bought not only her mom, but also me flowers. I melted. I'm just saying, I'm still melting here. But either way, like I was just tickled pink. So these wonderful flowers here, minus these guys, but these are from two young gentlemen, and they say chivalry isn't dead. I'm just saying. So let's get started here with the read here this week. And truly, shout out to the young gentlemen that still buy ladies flowers. I'm just saying, don't ever change that and don't let that die. But as we walk into this week here, we have the moon in Scorpio. And on the 11th, it's also going to be sextile with Venus, which is currently in Virgo. So this is all about love and relationships, marriage, hosting with friends and family, and really coming together. And so let's see what energies we have here as we walk, thank you, Spirit, into this week. Talkative cards. What messages do you have for us here this week, Spirit? Okay. So first things first here, we pulled the Emperor as well as the Seven of Swords. So what I see here in this is that there could be an authority figure here that's challenging stability. What I can read this two ways. One, you are absolutely standing in your place of leadership. You're focused on your stability for that matter as well. But you also have options. Reading it the other way, what I see is that there's an abusive power here that you've been kind of dealing with. There's an authoritative figure here that really has kind of surrounded you or made their mark in their leadership through deception, through lies, abusive power, manipulation, and deceit. And so there could be some issues here. And two, I could see this as a place of the past, especially with that focus on relationships coming out of, being in Mercury retrograde as well. It brings to mind the saying of you are the company you keep. And this is really a reevaluation of your experiences, of who you've worked with in the past, and most importantly, the discernment learned from that as to who you don't want to work with as the kind of partners in going forward in the future. And with the Seven of Coins, this is basically what Spirit is saying here is that keep going. Above all else, work towards your goals. There is financial gain. You are manifesting your goals, and it's through your patience, through your diligence, and your hard work. But rewards are absolutely coming. This is where you have been focusing diligently on your craft. This is a new career. Some of you could even be moving into a place where you're either moving into a teaching role, or you're also potentially in school where you're learning either from mentors or from institutions, but you're focusing on mastering your craft and your expertise. And through the Temperance here, basically, this is basically signifying that you're finding an inner balance. There is an inner balance through following your heart, through following and honoring your calling, your higher calling, through the patience of what you've been working on, what you've been learning. And most importantly, you are finding that through that self-discipline, through self-restraint, there is absolutely a calm harmony that's been achieved and a peace that's been achieved through following your heart and working towards the goals and the gifts that you are meant to bring towards this world. Now, I do also want to say too, we've got the moon, which is in Scorpio, moving into a half moon on the 12th. So this is a wonderful time where really it's basically a time not to be too hasty with your words as well as your actions, and to really think before you act, especially in relationships. Like I say, you've had some discernment now behind your, or in your tool belt, basically of who you want to work with, what kind of partners that you want to seek out in love, in life, as well as in career. And this is where really that half moon is a wonderful time to take advantage of utilizing that discernment and who you work with going forward. The commitments that you make going forward with honoring others as well as honoring yourself. And on the 13th, the moon's going to be moving into Sagittarius. And so it's going to light a spirited fire as well as an enthusiasm for learning and education under your belt here. And so don't be surprised if you seek out new mentors or align yourself with new mentors in your craft here as well. And there absolutely, with the Two of Staffs here, there will be a new path that is presenting itself. There's a new opportunity, and this is a welcome change. This will be your choice, and you will absolutely have options. Spirit is reminding you of that. You are not stuck. No one else is going to define your future. Your past is not going to determine your future any longer. You are doing that. And with the moon in Sagittarius, that spirited, fiery energy will drive you towards learning what you don't know, what you need to know, and aligning yourself towards the mentors, the career path, the opportunities that really truly will help lift you up along that journey and take you where you need to go and where you want to go. Now, also, too, I do want to say the moon is going to be sextile with Pluto on the 13th. And so the moon being in Saggy, don't ask why I can't talk. But then Pluto's also going to be in Aquarius. And so this really awakens us to a positive transformation of the mind. And so, like I say, with so much focus on relationships, with seeking out the right relationships, you're also finding that peace of mind in the way that you truly are aligned with your path. And you're feeling confident behind it. You're feeling confident behind your skills. Now, with the Nine of Cups here in reverse, this basically speaks to past regrets, unfulfilled wishes, a focus on materialism. And with the Knight of Cups here, no pressure, knight, say that 10 times fast. But either way, what this is basically saying here is this dissatisfaction, this wanting more, this unfulfilled wish kind of place of unrest, that is going to be changing. There's a creativity sparking in you that's driving your motivation, that's reigniting that inspiration. And like I say, driving you towards good news, good opportunities, new opportunities through your creativity, through your art, and really through your integrity. As the Queen of Swords, you are standing true and honoring yourself. And most importantly, you're standing with that emotional intelligence too. You're rational, you're honest, and you stand in your creativity, and you stand in your integrity. You're okay with criticism. In fact, you want that criticism in the way where it helps make you stronger. It helps you build and become even better. And with that red clover, I'm a personal fan of clover, not only for the luck aspects, don't get me wrong, but with red clover in general, they're huge feeders and soil feeders, soil balancers, but also too, they're hardy. They're the fertility in a lot of ways in your field. And so not only are they sweet, if you get to eat if you remember being a little kid walking through a field like me, taking those little seed pods and kind of treating yourself to a little bit of it while you're on your hike. But it's also, like I say, they're huge nitrogen builders. And nitrogen really is that soil transformation of growth, of fertility. And so this is absolutely beautiful. You are shining in your fertility and you are creating. And oh my goodness, you're standing in your strength. And so with the Four of Staffs here, this is really a time to rest and enjoy your success. And also too, like I say, you are shining in your tranquility. There's a harmony that you're finding not only in romance, with yourself, falling in love with your career, with where you want to go in life, but also too with the family that you've surrounded yourself with. And like I say, with that Strength card, you are possessing the inner strength to succeed. There is a courage about you and a self-empowerment and willpower that is taking you through here, and it's because you're choosing love. Above all, love triumphs. Now, I do want to say here with Mercury retrograde, because it's going to take place for most of the month of August, it started in Virgo, and on the 14th, Mercury's going to be moving into Leo. And so this is all about promoting self-confidence. It has such a positive influence on your organizational talent, on honoring your spirituality, as well as standing in your integrity and honesty. And so this is the time where, when it starts in Virgo, it really has you look at who you were, who you want to become, and who you are now, and the transit between all of those three. And then as it moves into Leo, it gives us that fiery energy, that inspiration to really make those changes, to find that resourcefulness and that resilient path between who you are now and who you want to become, and no longer putting yourself aside and knowing what you need to do to make that and enable that dream. And oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. And then also too, I mean, like, look at this. You are looking ahead, and there are absolutely new opportunities and good outcomes ahead for you, as well as prosperity. And I mean, goodness gracious, you've got the Ten of Cups. Like I say, this is about family. This is about happiness and fulfillment. And so no longer will you be looking at life with that dissatisfaction, with unfilled wishes. This is the time where wishes really do come true. This is about joy, family, love, luck, but also about stability, not only in financial aspects, but success in health, in vitality, and growth. And with the Six of Staffs here, this is the arrival of prosperity. Success is in your future, and it's due to your fruits of labor. It's due to your success, and this is a personal satisfaction. So this is absolutely beautiful. If this resonates, by all means, and you feel comfortable, please share your story of what you're building, what you're triumphing over, what you're overcoming, and most importantly, where you're going, where you want to go in life. That way we can help lift you up, help support you, and most importantly, help celebrate you as you walk towards your success and prosperity. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Vidakara Tarot here as well. Spirit, what additional messages do you have for us here this week, especially as Mercury retrograde moves from Virgo to Leo, and we start getting that empowerment and vitality running through our veins, and also too experiencing the enlightenment from that Lionsgate portal and taking advantage of that luck through manifestation and connection. So what we've got is the Queen of Swords, as well as the Four of Cups. So again, this is where you are really utilizing your perceptiveness. You're also articulating, you're organized, you're creative, but you're highly principled, and you're standing in that strong character. And again, you are shining through with that indomitable nature of you and spirit of you. And again, with the Libran energy here, the scales are really in your favor. With the Four of Cups here as well, like I say, this is a point where Spirit's just cautioning you. There was a lot of deceit in the past, right? And it's led you in the past to basically go into seclusion, to experience apathy and disappointment, discontentment, as well as self-pity, possibly even rejection. Overcoming that, you've taken the time to meditate on it, to heal from it, to introspect on it as to what needs to change, and most importantly, what's no longer acceptable for you, no longer putting yourself aside for the needs or the sake of others, Not in a way of where you find only solutions where you win or win at all costs, but by finding win-win solutions where everybody benefits and it's not at the cost of you, but everybody benefits where there's a benefit for everyone. I hope I said that right. But either way, know what I meant, not what I said. And you're pulling the star. Like I say, this is a time of inspiration and hope and mental health. You've taken the time to go within, to sit with yourself, to look at what's not working, what you've learned from past aspects as well as past mistakes, or as I like to put it, learning opportunities, or note to selves, don't do that anymore. But this is where you've moved from that position into the star. Spirit is reminding you that you are a visionary. You have taken the opportunity to really connect with the universe, to heal with the universe, to renew yourself with the universe, and most importantly, to stand in your integrity and become the spiritual leader that you are meant to be. Also, too, you've been choosing love. You have remained kind-hearted despite the past, despite the rejection, despite the fear of failure. And most importantly, you're standing in that creativity. You're following your heart. And so I do also want to say, too, what's beautiful about this week is on the 15th, the moon's going to be moving over into Capricorn. So if you needed any more extra boosts, you're going to get one. This is going to lead towards, not only do you have that fire kind of ignited from the Saggy energy, but the moon, when it moves into Capricorn, it's kind of like the new beginning of the zodiac. The wheel turns again. And it leads you towards this invigoration of determination and ambition, where goals become closer. And so, like I say, this Mercury retrograde is fabulous and so beneficial for us, especially when coupled with the Lionsgate portal, because it really helps us not only look at who we want to become, who we've been, who we are now, but also, too, it'll ignite that influence of the astrological placements to really help us ignite those changes that we need to get us through that transit of who we are now, and most importantly, who we want to become and who we're destined to become, our highest enlightened self. And so it's just absolutely beautiful. So like I say, take advantage when Mercury moves into Leo. This will be the time for action. It promotes that influence of organizational talent, of spirituality, where you're using your intuition, honesty, where you're standing in your integrity. And then the moon's going to give you a leg up even more so with that determination, igniting that ambition, where your goals will become closer. Now, we did also pull the strength in reverse. And so Spirit is saying, and just cautioning you here, that now is not the time to force things or ignore your inner strength. Sometimes we can be pushovers or too passive, or to use strength the wrong way because we're not comfortable with it, right? And so now is the time to really kind of walk with strength and humility, or walk with humility and strength. Maybe that sounds better. But now is not the time to shrink back, not the time to be passive, that will lead you towards an indecisiveness. Now is the time to really remember who you are. Remember what you've put on hold, and to decide to do that no longer, to say no to putting yourself on hold any further. And on the 16th, the moon, which again is in Cappy, is going to be sextile with Saturn, which is in Pisces. And so this really increases our sense of responsibility, our sense of organizational talent, and the pursuit of goals with care and deliberation. And so, like I say, this is the week where you've decided what changes you want to make, and you're taking actions towards those goals. So it's absolutely beautiful. It's a very monumental time where the universe is helping you and has got your back every step of the way. Now, I do want to also say on the 17th, as we close out this week, so the moon, which is in Cappy, is going to be trine with Uranus, which is in Taurus. And so this is going to help with giving you a great attention. Also too, during this time, all eyes are on you basically. And you've got the persuasiveness, the ambition, the originality to shine. You're going your own way. You're looking for new methods. And this transit itself really lends itself to great opportunities for creating, for marketing, for advertising, especially when it's focused on the feminine or the femininity within us. Also, too, on the 17th, the moon is going to be moving into Aquarius, which is all about relationships, social issues, social causes. And so this week is wonderful where, we've got a spirit of philanthropy, but it starts with love, relationships, and marriage, and it ends with the foundation of relationships. So like I say, this is all about finding the right partners going forward to get you, the right mentors, the right partners, collaborators, business partners to really get you to shine as your highest self and get you to where you want to go. And with the Hierophant, like I say, this is where basically there is an inclination towards group identification, but it's with those social causes. And so what I see in that is that you could be coming up with some really inspired by some new ideas, new career choices that will lead you to your future career, your future self. And I do see a lot of that focused on, like I say, social causes, social ventures, social issues within your community, whether it be like, for instance, like rental accommodations, rental shortages, whether it be short-term or long-term within your community, but also to the idea of slumlords and how we can all work together, what things we can change within our community working together to really establish a baseline to seek better, to treat non-homeowners, I guess, if that's the right way but to treat renters and landlords both with respect, to raise each other up and to raise that bar and standard of living up. Those types of social causes are going to be calling you this week, and you may very well find some new inspiration and new ideas that will take you on this path that is destined for you. And with the Magician, this truly is a time where Spirit is saying that you are at a point of self-mastery. Now is the time to teach. Now is the time to put practical action into your ideas, into your manifestations, into your plans, and into your creative power, because everything is ready. You are ready, and you are absolutely being recognized for your work, and you've absolutely been developing it. And I promise I'll stop after this, but the Ten of Cups is also at the bottom of the deck. Success is yours. This is a sense of really finding your tribe where you are belonging. Not only you're finding a sense of belonging in your career path, but also too in your community, in those social causes, through joy, through love, through family, through spiritual blessings and spiritual belief and pleasure. And this is going to create a path and a foundation of enduring success. So, like I say, if this resonates with you, by all means, and you feel comfortable, please share your story in the comments below, because what you're building, what you're doing, where you're being led to is truly a remarkable story, and the gifts that you will be delivering and building and planting with your community are going to set up with a success that will endure here, not only for you, not only for community now, but for your community in years to come. So this is absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm just saying, I love you. So while we're at it here too, let's go ahead and look at the major arcana here and see if there's any type of help we can utilize with that for realigning our chakras here, just in case there's any blockages. Okay, so what we've got here is we actually pulled two E's, an A sharp, and a C sharp. And like I say here, I mean, this is kind of a little backwards, but as a synopsis for what's going on here in this read, I mean, this is gorgeous, basically. Like, you are looking at the traditional values. You're being very subjective towards them. You're also looking at social norms within your community, and you're still rising as a visionary. You're rising in your creativity and your spiritual guidance, your generosity, and also too, you're providing a renewal, an inspiration, and hope through kindness and compassion. This is the good part of the ego that helps raise people up to do the best work that they're meant to do. And this also is the type of power through the ego that gives us the courage to stand in our best selves and stand in that harmony with our vision and choosing love over hate. And again, the magician, like I say, this is about taking all of that and putting practical action into your ideas, into your plans, into your manifestations, your communication, and being led wholeheartedly and faithfully by the universe and with spirit. So like I say, this is gorgeous. I love it. So anyway, if anyone is experiencing any chakra blockages here at this point, music therapy is so healing and so beneficial to get that energy moving again, get those chakras realigned so that you can really look at focusing your energy correctly, collaboratively, collectively, inside and out, so that your manifestations really truly have the best, highest power that they can master. And so what we've got is this, wait, I think I already said this actually. Sorry, please ignore me. But we've, just in case, 2 E's, an A sharp, and a C sharp. As a reminder too, drink plenty of water. That not only will help with detoxifying, but also replenishing along the way too. That way you can, once you're realigned, you can be reinvigorated and be reinstilled with that positivity to really bring your practice and practical action towards your manifestations in the best light and highest energy. Now, what I want to do as well is just pull a few animal totems, see what additional guidance we can gain from our ancestors here. So, Spirit, what additional messages do you have to guide us this week? Thank you, Spirit. Oh, I love it when I pull this one. So, true side tangent story. So, my first sweat lodge, I was out with basically a few people here that I had worked with. They were the executive team, and then also a few rainbow gatherers. But either way, we were on their farm, and we had a sweat lodge. And I will say too, for my first sweat lodge, these guys took it easy on me. They let me exit the circle to take a few breaks, and then it was such a blessing. There was a creek for those that don't know what creeks are. But either way, a creek that was spring fed, right next to our wigwam structure, and so you were able to basically take a plunge pool and lower the temperature, thank goodness, but also to replenish and cleanse along the way. So like I say, they took it easy on me, but either way, when I came home, the next morning, I slept like a baby for one thing, and the next morning, here I went out onto my porch off the kitchen, which was my sunrise porch, and I saw this animal walking down the road right along and then it basically darted up the fence line right along the trees. And what it was doing was it was using the sun that was coming up over the ridge over here to hunt 2 turkeys that were in the field across the street from me. Now, unfortunately, I moved, everybody saw me, and I ruined the hunt for him, unfortunately. But coolest thing ever, you're not going to believe me, especially because I'm going to tell you that it was in Wisconsin, but it was a black cougar. It was amazing. So this animal, the spirit totem, once the turkeys basically saw me, he saw me, and kind of gave up the chase. He didn't run away. He actually stayed there, and I had enough time. I went inside, I got my binoculars, of course, and I stayed there, and he stayed there, and we basically looked at each other with, I can only describe it as admiration of each other, of 2 very strong beings or strong animals in this world that have such strength and gift about them. And it was the most incredible moment I have ever had. Like I say, there was no aggression, there was no fear or anger. It was just more of an acknowledgement and a reflection and an appreciation of, hey, that is a strong being that I'm seeing here. I just have to honor and admire it for a moment. I can't look away. And so anyway, like I say, we probably spent at least 5 minutes looking at each other. And this animal, oh my goodness, this cougar, it was all black, had a rope tail that was at least 4 feet long. And then I measured it. So on the barbs, on the strands, on the fence, basically it came up to, and later, after it was gone, I should say, I went over there to kind of measure it against myself. So it stood as tall as about my mid-thigh. And then because the ground was frozen, it was February during that time. So it was like it warmed up with the sun and then it froze later. There was a paw print in the dirt. That paw print was bigger than my palm. I'm just saying. It was cool. Beautiful gold eyes, all black. Still one of my best encounters ever with the animal world here, and one of the best gifts I've ever received from Spirit. But like I say, especially after my first sweat lodge, and we did a celebration of the spring equinox. Okay, so I take it back. So basically March was when all this was. But yeah, so we did an appreciation and a blessing towards the 4 seasons, starting with the spring equinox. To wake up to this the next morning was just incredible. Either way, the black jaguar is an old soul. And so what Spirit is saying here is walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. And the biggest thing about this totem is it's voluntary change. It's change that will raise you up to your highest self. And so this is the type of change where it can be scary. You can absolutely choose to run from it or choose to not want to acknowledge who you're meant to become. But if you embrace that change, great things will come, not only because of it, but from you. So, like I say, it was the coolest thing for me to see one in person. Thank you, Spirit. So, as an additional message, we also have the dog, which is a friend. And so basically it says, today I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and I am a friend. And so remember that you are the one that is meant to be not only an old soul, but you are a leader. You are a protector of those who are in need. And if that resonates, by all means, share your story in the comments below. Then Spirit, give us one more guidance here. Thank you. Oh. So we've got the unicorn, which is infinite possibilities. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary. I can talk. This is beautiful. This is basically the story of this is your comeback this week. This is where you are on the pursuit of your goals and becoming the highest enlightened self that you are meant to be in this world, in this life. And so if that resonates, by all means, and you feel so inclined, your support certainly means the world. Please like, share, subscribe, help support the channel, as well as help get this out, or help the algorithm recognize this message so that we can get it out to as many Virgos as we can, help lift each other up, and help celebrate each other through our journey. But either way, if this is where we part, take care, love and light. I love you for all your support. Thank you guys so much for lifting me up just as much as I hope these messages help. And I will see you in the next reading.